I've rowed over 250,000 meters on Hydrow rowing machines, and the Hydrow Pro is the smoothest and most elegant rower I've ever used. And in this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know before making your buying decision. Let's get cracking. So let's start with the hardware. I think the quality here is really good. I chose to build this myself. They did offer on delivery, but I just wanted to get a real feel for it. And the build quality is second to none, I would say. It feels very robust. It's really well put together. And I don't think you'll have any problems with this for years to come. The parts of the row that move are all very smooth. The foot plates seem to be at a perfect angle, and they're also a really good distance apart, which I like. There's plenty of adjustment here as well, and the straps work really well. Hydrow have some amazing mobility, Pilates, strength, and also yoga workouts on their platforms. And when it comes to doing things like yoga, due to the nature of this being a rower, the screen is at the perfect height to do a yoga workout. As you can see, whoever picks the locations for Hydrow does a very good job. They're all like this, they're all fantastic. It's quite a heavy machine, but all the weight is at this end. So if you haven't got space, if it's a multi-use area and you can't leave it in situ, you can actually stand it up. The screen just folds down here, and then it can be stored upright if needed. This then reduces the footprint of the Hydrow considerably. Although it is quite a tall machine, I've got low ceilings in here and it just about fits. It feels pretty secure in this position, but Hydrow do sell a wall strap, and that enables you just to secure it to the wall about there. The seat is very comfortable, and it's also a really good height to get on and off the rower. There's a nice cutout here for your coccyx, and by that I mean tailbone. We don't need fancy words here. The seat belt style strap is also very welcome compared to a chain. It's not only quieter, it feels a lot nicer as well. It is really hard to row and talk. Handle is also a really good shape. It's nice and round. If you start to get really sweaty, it does get slightly less grippy. I think I'd like it to be a little bit more rubberized, but that's just a small thing. It's very, very good. When it comes to the Hydrow's electromagnetic resistance, I was a little bit concerned how it would fare to, say, a water rower or the fan you get on a Concept 2, for instance. My concerns were, would it be like a spin bike with an underweight flywheel? Would I be able to outrow the machine? Would it feel unnatural? Would it slip? But it hasn't done. It seems really, really smooth. No matter how hard I pull, it just pulls back harder. I think it's out of all the rows I've ever used, this is by far the smoothest. The 22-inch touchscreen is 1080p. The quality is generally very good. Hydrow film their workouts out in the water live. Occasionally the quality drops off very slightly for short periods if I'm being picky, but in the most part, it just looks like this. One of the risks in having people who are technically excellent in more of a customer facing position is that sometimes it might not be the right place for them. If you've worked in an organization, you have a sales team and you might have technical support, both very good at what they do, but if you swap their jobs over, it may affect the share price. But what Hydrow have managed to do very well is get technically very proficient people on the screen who are also interesting to listening to and have a really good level of charisma and engagement as well. I don't like to single people out, but people like Akil Abdullah, Danny Hansen and Lane Kowalski have had me in stitches on the rowing machine. And they all seem to have unique qualities as well. So Peter is probably the best mobility training I've ever used. If I need a mood lifting, then Aisha's excellent. And if I need to be really pushed, then Sarah is very good at that. Hydrow do have lots of dedicated tuition rowing videos. If you're new to rowing and you're looking to get your stroke right, it can be a little bit tricky to learn. It's harder to learn than riding a bike and running, I would say, but the rewards are worth the kind of perseverance in learning. And because you're sitting opposite these world-class rowers, you can't help but improve your stroke as time goes on. because you've always got someone right in front of you using perfect form. It's easy to keep watching and learning and getting your form better, your speed up, and your efficiency better as well. So along with the fact that they have the most amazing outdoor workouts, I do tend to get bored in class workouts these days. So when you're on the water in a different place, you could be in a different place every day of the week. You could be in Boston, you could be in London, you could be in Japan. The places they visited, Prague last week was excellent. You're not going to get bored. Tied in with the fact that the instructors are very, very good, the actual tuition and rowing quality here is a 10 out of 10. So next I want to show you the tablet. The picture quality you can see here is really quite good. I tend to row with the leaderboard off, just because it gives you more of the image. You've got lots of metrics on the screen, and this is 1080p. So I'm filming in 4K, so you should be able to see exactly what the screen looks like. The colours are bright, the contrast is good. Overall, it's a fantastic experience. Navigating around is good as well. You can see they've got collections. See, this is their best of 2023. If I'm gonna make like a minor point, then I don't know if the screen is very slightly laggy. If you watch my finger compared to the tiles, maybe slightly. I think I'm being picky. And when you're in workout, you don't really notice that, and you can't notice that anyway. Hydrow's UI is constantly updating as well. However, one thing I really like, here's the live rides. They've got 3 live rides coming up. What is it, 4? Yeah, 4. 2 on the deck, which is unusual. Mostly they're in the water. I tend to just go into here, and then this is the menu of all the workouts. When I'm rowing, I just click category, I'll click on sweat and also breathe, and then 20 minutes is enough for me because rowing, I'll talk about that why later. And then I just pick the first 20-minute workout I haven't done. So the ones with ticks are the ones that I've done. And then the first one I haven't done is this one. So that'll be my next row. Before you start a workout, you can connect your headphones, your heart rate monitor. You can also make adjustments for the sound as well. You can do this in workout as well. If you want to have the sound down, you can put closed captions on. You can also change the genre. So if you don't like the music that's the default music for the ride, you can either turn it off completely there, or you can just pick a genre of your choice. It's really nice to have that choice of music for your workouts. And in addition to the rowing workouts, you've also got bootcamp workouts where you're partly on the rower and partly off the rower. You've got Pilates, you've got yoga, and you've also got more traditional strength training like this workout here. And as you can see, Hydrow embrace that outdoor workout experience. And I think it's much nicer than being in a studio if you can be outside having some scenery to look at, as well as the athletes when you're working out. Hydrow also have a just row feature if you just want to jump on the rower and start rowing. And with the Hydrow app, all of the workouts are available to you on a phone or tablet, and you can even screencast them to a television if you've got something like an Apple TV, if you don't want to do them on the row screen itself. I find that Pilates and yoga work really well with the Hydrow because of the screen height, but if I'm doing strength workouts, not this one because they're laying down obviously, but more traditional strength workouts, I prefer to be standing up looking at something at this height. And this takes me on to the subscription cost. So there are over 5,000 workouts on the Hydrow database already, and the subscription is $44 a month. So bearing in mind the variety of workouts you can do and the amount of workouts you do, I think $44 a month is good value. I also think it's at the top end of good value. It's not a cheap subscription, but you've seen the quality of what Hydrow are offering, which I think offsets that extra cost and still makes it good value. Rowing is also an extremely efficient way to work out. Hydrow claim, and I've got no reason to doubt that, but when you're rowing, you're using 86% of your muscles, which I think is true. And if you're thinking about buying a Hydrow, I'll put a link in the description, which will take you to the best price on Hydrow's website. There's also an additional discount code there, which will get you an extra $100 off the cost of your Hydrow. When it comes to the overall hardware, I've spent a lot of time over the last few years on this and the Hydrow Wave, and the build quality has been excellent. Customer service has also been good. A couple of times I've needed to reach out to customer service with a question. They've always come back to me very quickly. They've always been jolly. which I like, and they've also always answered my question as well. When it comes to roam feel, I would give this, the original Hydrow, a 10 out of 10. It really is the best rower I've ever used. The Hydrow Wave close behind at an 8 out of 10, although the Hydrow Wave does have a little bit more of a playful nature about it and is more compact, and obviously is also cheaper as well. If you want to see my comparison video between this and the Hydrow Wave, then just click on this spec box here. As mentioned, the link in the description will take you to the best price on Hydrow's website, and then you can just add in my discount code as well, and that will get you another $100 off. Until next time, see you soon.